Ever feel like you're looking for a way to bring just a little more focus, a little more intention into your life? Well, we're about to explore 7 simple yet really profound Japanese habits that can help you do exactly that. One small action at a time. You know, in Japan, this kind of grounded focus isn't some new age trend. It's a deeply intentional way of living that's been practiced for centuries. And the secret, well, it's not some grand, complicated system. And look, we're not talking about overhauling your entire life overnight. We're talking about small, simple actions. Things so subtle they often feel, well, invisible. But these are the things that compound over time to slowly shape your character and ultimately, your future. So let's dive in. And we're going to start where all real change begins. With the mind, we're looking at 2 foundational ideas here. Kaizen and Ikigai. Okay, first up, you know how we try to change everything at once? Get totally overwhelmed, and then just give up. Think about a goal like getting fit. Kaizen is the antidote to that. It's the simple practice of making one tiny improvement every single day, like doing just 1 push-up or walking for 5 minutes. Now, let's talk about why this works so well. Your brain loves easy wins. When a task feels small and totally manageable, your mind doesn't fight it. This avoids that mental friction that kills so many of our biggest goals. See, small habits build on each other, while those huge, forced changes often just collapse under their own weight. So, instead of asking, how can I change everything? The Kaizen approach gets you to ask this simple, much more powerful question. What is the one tiny, smallest possible action I can take right now toward my goal? Alright, next up is Ikigai, and this one really gets to the heart of that quiet sense of emptiness or lack of direction a lot of us can feel. It's often translated as your reason for being, but honestly, its true meaning is often misunderstood, especially in the West. And here's the key difference. In the West, we tend to see Ikigai as this complicated Venn diagram where your passion, your skills, and your career all have to intersect into one grand life mission. But for many in Japan, it's so much simpler. It's not about finding one epic purpose. It's about finding joy in the small things. It can be found in the simple act of growing your own vegetables, or taking a moment to write in a journal, or even just mindfully sipping a cup of tea. Ikigai is a mindset of noticing and finding gratitude in the present moment. Right here, right now, instead of constantly searching for something bigger. Okay, so we've explored the mindset. Now, let's see how these principles apply to our physical lives. We're looking at 2 habits that connect our mind to our body and to the natural world around us. First is Hara Hachi Bu. This is a practice from Okinawa, a region in Japan famous for its longevity. It's actually a designated blue zone. Hara Hachi Bu is the teaching to eat until you are just satisfied, not stuffed. But it's so important to understand this. It isn't a restrictive diet. It's actually a form of mindfulness disguised as eating. 80%! That's the key. See, it takes about 20 minutes for your stomach to send the signal to your brain that it's full. So by stopping when you feel about 80% full, you're giving your body the time it needs to catch up and register that feeling of satiety, which can prevent overeating. It's all about slowing down, maybe putting your fork down between bites, and really, truly listening to your body's signals. The benefits are incredible, linked to things like slower aging, better digestion, and way more energy. Next is Shinrin-yoku, which translates to forest bathing. Now, this isn't about exercise like hiking or jogging. It's about connection. It's the simple, meditative act of just being in nature. You connect by intentionally engaging all 5 of your senses. What do you see in the dappled sunlight? What can you hear in the rustling leaves? What does the forest smell like after it rains? And this isn't just a nice idea. Medical research actually backs it up, showing that forest bathing can reduce stress hormones, lower blood pressure, and even boost your immune system. So, from our internal and natural worlds, let's shift our focus to our external spaces. These are rituals that create order and peace in our immediate environment, which, as you can imagine, has a profound impact on our inner state. First, let's talk about O-soji. In Japan, cleanliness is way more than a chore. it's a discipline. O-soji is the practice of mindful cleaning. A perfect example of this is how Japanese school children often clean their own classrooms. They don't have janitors. This isn't about saving money. It's about teaching respect for their environment and for each other. So the crucial point is this. It's not just about cleaning. It instills a deep sense of accountability and pride in the spaces you share. By taking responsibility for your own environment, you learn to move through the world with more care and consideration for everyone. And after a day of mindful work, there's the ofuro, imagine a deep, steaming bath. A ritual designed to reset and recharge both your body and your mind. The ofuro is a traditional Japanese soaking tub. But here's the thing, it's not for getting clean. Here, that's the key to the ritual. You wash and rinse yourself completely before you ever get in the tub. This separation of washing from soaking totally transforms the bath from a place of cleaning into a sacred, meditative space where you can just let go of the day. Finally, we arrive at the soul. And these next two concepts, well, they might just be the most profound of all because they focus on how we handle imperfection and failure. We live in a world that's just obsessed with perfection, right? Constantly filtering our lives to show only the best parts. Wabi-Sabi teaches the complete opposite. It's a worldview that's centered on accepting and even finding beauty in the imperfect, the impermanent, and the incomplete. And Kintsugi is the perfect physical example of Wabi-Sabi. This is the art of mending broken pottery, not by hiding the cracks, but by highlighting them with precious gold lacquer. The bowl doesn't just become useful again. It becomes more beautiful and more valuable because it was broken. I mean, what a powerful metaphor for life. It encourages you to view your own cracks, your mistakes, your heartbreaks, your failures not as things to hide in shame, but as integral parts of your story that have given you strength and character. They are literally where the light gets in. So, after exploring these 7 philosophies for the mind, body, environment, and soul, the question becomes, where do you even start? You don't need to adopt all 7 at once. In fact, that would go against the very principle of Kaizen. Just pick one! Which of these ideas sparked something in you? Was it the tiny improvements of Kaizen? The quiet mindfulness of Hara Hachi Bu? Or maybe the beautiful acceptance of Wabi-Sabi? There's no wrong answer here. The right one is just the one that feels right for you right now. Because ultimately, that's the big takeaway. Life-altering change rarely comes from one giant heroic leap. It comes from the tiny, almost invisible habits that you practice quietly and consistently, day after day. That's where the real transformation happens. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more.